Hey guys, so back with another video. Um, as you already know by the title of this video, I'm going to be talking a little bit about like suffering and struggling and why I think it's a good thing. And a lot of people don't think it's a good thing. Um, and a lot of religious people too don't think it's a good thing. But I'm going to give you my input on it, and maybe I can change your mind a little bit. Um, but yeah, and after this, I'm gonna go to the gym and continue with the video. But just a little story I wanted to tell you in the Bible. It's a book of Job. You may have heard of it, you may have read it, you may understand it. If you don't, just a little summary of it basically is Job is a good man that was perfect in God's eyes, but still suffered and still struggled a lot with adversity um, and hardship and loss and death and pretty much everything you can think about. Job went through it, and he went through it because God was testing his faith, and God was testing his trust for God and his love for Him. And um, it says here, Job's worship. I'll just read it to you real quick. It says, "Then Job arose and rent his mantle, and shaved his head, and fell down upon the ground, and worshipped, and said, Naked came out of my mother's womb, and naked shall I return. The Lord gave, and the Lord hath taken away. Blessed be the name of the Lord. And this Job not sinned, nor charged God foolishly." So, have you ever been put in a position where you're suffering so badly, or you're going through something that you absolutely have to get through? You have to pass, or you have to get to whatever you're trying to do, and you're all out of hope, you're all out of ways to get there, and the only thing you can think about is God. That's the only way you can get to that point or that goal that you want to get to. Um, it's because um, you can't find God in a crowd. You can't find God when you're happy and everything's going great and you're distracted. You can only find God whenever you are suffering and you need help, and people, that's just the unfortunate case of life where people really can't find God when their life is good, and they don't really think about Him, they don't really pray to Him. But whenever their life is bad and they need help, then they instantly go back to God and they pray to God, and that's exactly why I think suffering is good, because it brings you closer to God. It lets you know who you are and what type of person you are, and your trust and your faith for God. And if you look at any story written in the Bible, any story you want to read here, Daniel, Jeremiah, Joshua, Isaiah, Matthew, anybody in the Bible that you can think of, these stories were written about them because they suffered and because they struggled. That's the reason why there was a story written about Jesus in the first place, was because he struggled and he suffered as a man. And that's why anybody that you look up to, or anybody that has anything in this life worth living for, and something that they've earned, or somebody that you look up to, is because they suffered for it and they earned it. If they didn't and they were just handed it, or they were just handed it to them, and like they never would have had stories written about them, or they would have never had anybody's respect. They wouldn't have known the difference between light and dark, rain and sunshine. This is how you get to know really who you are as a person, is by suffering and by appreciating the little things and everything in your life. Um, and that's what makes you have things that people don't have. That's what makes you lucky, is by suffering and struggling. So that's really about all I have to say. Is don't be afraid to suffer, and don't be afraid of it, because all you have to do is trust the Lord, and that's it. And do whatever you want that's gonna make you accomplish your goals, and don't worry about suffering and struggling. But yeah, that's about it. Bye. Yeah, so I was feeling a bit dehydrated, a bit tired, but pretty much the end of the chest workout there. Yeah, I'm not as strong as I was like a week ago. I think I just need to drink more water, but other than that, let's see what I'm working with here. So yeah, that's pretty much the end of the chest workout. Got a quick, easy pump in, and that's really about it. See you.